Good morning, everybody. I know, I haven't made a video in a while. The reason I haven't been making a video for a while is due to things in my life being a little bit more chaotic, which the irony part is that it would have made for much better videos because of the chaos, but it's just been a little bit inconvenient to make videos. It's Monday morning. Let me show you some packages going out. I'm gonna go drop off now. Book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, since I forgot to show you guys those 7 books, here they are. This one sold for $50. A Scrabble one I sold, I think I took an $8 offer. $16 for this one. These 4 magazines, vintage magazines, $17. $33.96 for this one, or $34. All these plus ship, of course. Now this is an interesting one here. The Biggest Bear. This was a few days ago. This was in my dump pile, or my dud pile. I was gonna recycle or donate these. This one and several other ones. So I got from that pile, I got about 3 or 4 books, and I listed them. And this one sold right away. Did not expect it, and sold pretty decent. $12.71. It was a sale that I ran. And this one. The spiral-bound Betty Crocker ones always sell. Vintage ones, of course. Not the newer ones. And that's it. This is from previous days. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 books, 7 orders. One is I just sold for $50, which is pretty good for a book. Another one for about $30, but everything else was very low, like $10. There's one I think for $8. I've been accepting just about any offer to get things moving. Yeah, so let's go drop these off. Go to the post office. Then after that, I'm gonna go to a thrift shop. They have some interesting things besides books. They do have some really good books, but the problem there is that they write the price in Sharpie on the page instead of putting it outside where you could actually erase. So, and that's on the good books. And on the books that they don't know it's good, or just every other book, they don't do that. They just put a sticker. So every once in a while, I find a gem in those books. But my goal is to see if I find anything else interesting there besides books, because they always have interesting things there. So let's go check it out. All right, so what did I get? I was able to get, let me show you. I got a scale for $3.99. It's an Amazon scale, and of course, and I was able to get the only decent book there that didn't have Sharpie. At least I hope it didn't have Sharpie, because I looked and I didn't find. This one seems to sell for about $15, something like that. And that's it. That's the only thing I got today, at least. I had planned to go to the bins today, but I wanted to try something different. And I did some errands, dropped off those books. And since it's still morning, hopefully I'll have more orders later. I usually ship after 2 p.m. So between 2 and 3, because the post office where I drop off my packages closes at 3. It's actually a small post office behind a pharmacy. And that is the only post office that you don't have to wait in line for them to scan the packages. You just drop it off and they scan every single one of them. So it's a time saver. And that's why before I used to ship after 4, because the post office around here, the main one, closes at 6. So after 4 I used to ship. But those guys never scan unless you make the line. So it's kind of frustrating. Okay, now I'm gonna go a little bit vain, to be honest. So a while ago, I used to dye my beard. I've always had gray hair. I mean, since my early 20s, I had some gray. And so whenever I had a beard, I would dye it. But then when I got vitiligo, I stopped dyeing because one of the chemicals, or a couple of the chemicals in a regular dye, makes vitiligo worse. For those of you who don't know what vitiligo is, it's a loss of pigmentation that starts. And I have very little bit here. But there's this dye that I'm gonna use that doesn't have those chemicals. This is before all the gray, you know. Been trying to let it grow before I dye it. And I mean, I barely had any. The hair was still kind of short. And now my mustache is very pronounced. Barely tell though. Could definitely tell I have a little bit of a beard now. Before you couldn't. Since it was all white instead of gray. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? The same bottle I could use over and over until it ends. So you squeeze a little bit out. Put it. 20 minutes. Took me, I did it for 15 minutes. And then I'll wash it off and that's it. I'll keep letting it grow and see how it looks when it's longer. And then I'll dye it again. But anyways, I really need to start making more money. And I'm thinking of extra ideas. My wife is gonna start selling with me. So we're also gonna open an Etsy account. We have her eBay account. We have my other eBay account, so we have 3 eBay accounts. We're gonna open an Etsy account and might be looking at also doing Whatnot. And then hopefully, I mean, I gotta keep on making videos here. And hopefully this channel picks up and I start making some money here too to balance off everything.